Hi everyone, my name is Kristy and this is,
Yuka.
and we are the co-founders of Identity Beyond Career. I am currently a career transition and mindset coach for expats in Japan.
And I'm a life purpose coach and human design analyst for global professionals. And this is a casual conversation about the intersections between identity, culture, and career. So if you're curious about any of these topics, be sure to follow along. So today we're going to share our individual journeys that led us to our dream careers and where we are today. So, Kristy, growing up, what was your mindset around career and money?
I think growing up for me, uh, career was always something that if you were making a lot of money, you had a good career. If you didn't make that much money, the career was inherently bad in some way or just less reputable. And in college, I spent a lot of time in the nonprofit industry, volunteering and also doing internships. And so there was a little bit of somewhat of societal and familial pushback into that industry because, the assumption, at least in the states where I grew up in California, is that it's really hard to have a sustainable lifestyle in nonprofit work because it's a lot of overwork, extra hours for less money. And so that was the mindset I had around career and money as far as the careers that I could see myself doing, which was primarily a nonprofit. And then I think it did change when I went to Japan, but I'll share more about that a little bit later.
Yeah. So, what was the first work or career that you had, and what did you learn from that?
So my first job after college was actually not in the US. I graduated from the University of California, Los Angeles. So that was UCLA, networked a lot in the area, but decided to apply for an English teaching job actually in Japan through the JET program as an assistant language teacher. And actually, the reason why I applied for that role had a lot more to do with my personal identity and wanting to learn the Japanese language and understand and see if there was any connection between being fourth, fifth generation Japanese American and if there was any connection to the quote homeland of Japan, where my ancestors are from. And so after that first working experience, I learned that the most important thing was to be myself. Like it's okay to be myself, especially post grad when I feel like a lot of people are just figuring out their place in the world, their purpose. There are a lot of different signals coming in from family, from society, from friends, like peers, telling you, or recommending that you should try this if you want XYZ, or this would be great for you. Why don't you try this? And I learned in that first role that, you know, it's very difficult to be someone else. So the easiest way to enjoy yourself and enjoy the work that you're in is actually to just be who you are. And a lot of what I learned was like how to be comfortable with who I am and accept the way that I am and not compare myself to other people um, based off of like language and cultural abilities to adapt and things like that. Yeah.
Wow, that's an amazing thing to learn in your first work experience. It's a big thing. I mean, I guess it's the foundation of you know your future, right? To get to know yourself at the root and not let other people kind of sway you into directions that they believe is good for you or they just want to project onto you. So, what would you say would be a takeaway that you would like to give other people who are also trying to discover what their dream careers are?
For folks on their journey of discovering what is the best fit for them career-wise, there are three things that I think are extremely important for making the most like aligned decision for a dream career. One is exploration or knowing who you are through exploration. So trying out different things. You don't have to randomly select experiences. You can really take, nuggets from your high school or college experiences to give you some guidance on what you want to explore. But really knowing who you are at your core, going out and trying new things is really important, because the more you do that, the more self-trust you develop in yourself. And self-trust, I think, is one of the most important things when you are trying to figure out what the dream career is for you. Because if you don't trust your own decisions, self-doubt's going to creep in. You're going to come up with a lot of excuses as to why this is not the right path for you, and it will deter you from what you're really called to do. And the last thing is persistence. I think it's so common for people to start taking steps towards a dream career or something that they're really passionate about, yet they're impatient. And if it doesn't come into realization or doesn't materialize within the first year, some people, again, self-doubt starts to creep in. You start to lose your trust in self, and then you start to get confused and like, I don't know who I am. I thought I wanted to do this. And it kind of has a spiral effect if you do not maintain a persistence to striving for this dream career. So self-trust, knowing who you are, and persistence, I would say, are like the top three things that I've learned are key ingredients to discovering and also anchoring the dream career for myself.
I love that. So knowing who you are, that builds that self-trust within yourself, and also not to give up, keep persistent in what you are actually after. That's really great. So now that you have already succeeded in, starting your own business up as a coach, but then also you've accepted a role at a nonprofit, and you're really literally carving your own career path, because that's not really a traditional path to go down, right? Especially to very demanding jobs. So how does it feel to be carving your own career path?
Yeah, it's truly incredible. I sometimes am really surprised at the pace in which this happened, like the quickness in which it happened. I came back to the US, I repatriated in 2020, and by the next year, I had started a business, had clients already, starting from scratch. And so it was, it felt really fast in the beginning, but I was so aligned with the work that I was doing, and it was so motivating for me that it kind of felt like nothing could stop me. And what happened with the coaching business was that it started to become all consuming in my life. And it was a very solid, like, so it's a solo journey for the most part when you're an entrepreneur. And so towards the end of year 2 of the business, I actually saw this opportunity at the nonprofit as a program director, and it was for specifically running a program in person that was around like design thinking and social innovation and entrepreneurship for people coming in from Asia, coming to the like San Francisco, Silicon Valley area. And I thought, wow, this is a great combination of all these experiences that I've had as a teacher in Japan, as a recruiter in Tokyo, as a coach, for mindset and career transitions in the US, working with people in Asia, and also as an entrepreneur, because that is the most recent experience that I've had as a professional. And what's incredible is also that I now get to be a part of a community. So the team at the company that I'm working for is an incredible group of individuals who I respect so much, and they are a joy to be around and to work with. But I also have the community of the participants in these programs and the fellows that I get to work with and hire. And that the balance between having community and coworkers, plus also having a business where I get to, work with people that I choose to work with on their mindset and career transitions, I couldn't have mapped it out better. I feel like so many things as they became aligned within myself and as I got to know more about what I desired in a company, what I wanted in my own business, these opportunities popped up at the right time. So I do think timing's a really big contributor to all of this. But um, the best part about this is that I now can share what I do for my career, program director at a nonprofit in Palo Alto, and a career mindset and transition coach, and have people say, wow, that's so you. Like that's exactly what I'd imagine you'd be doing. And to have that kind of alignment within myself and have that reflected back to the people that I care about in my life, around my circles, is something I never had experience until, these past couple years, and especially the past couple months since starting at this company. And so it feels incredible to be in alignment, for lack of better words. It feels great. It feels like I can access a lot of joy and happiness in the work that I do. And it's something that I hope that if people desire it, that they can just be reminded by even me sharing this story, that they too can have, that type of experience if you really look into yourself, who you are, and get grounded in that before looking for it elsewhere.
Wow. Yeah. So what you're saying is knowing who you are at the foundation that allowed you to now grow, trust yourself, and but also not only that you feel good, but people around you also recognize that you are in alignment with, who they know you to be as well, which is really rewarding, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us today here, Kristy. If there's anyone listening out there who are on their path to discovering their dream career, carving their own career path, and are interested in doing the soul work, the figuring out who you are at the foundation, like Kristy recommends, we actually have a 6-month group coaching program called Beyond Identity, Beyond Career. That's actually starting at the end of January. So if you are interested, there will be a link in the description where you can find out all the details. And if you have any further questions to Kristy, where can they reach you?
Um, Instagram's great. At Kristy Mariko is my handle, or you can send me a message on LinkedIn.
And all her details and links will also be linked. So reach out to us.
Thank you so much, Yuka, for asking me questions about my journey. And I'm so excited to have our next conversation where I will be asking Yuka about her journey into her dream career and all the steps and, mindset beliefs she had to overcome to get to where she is today. And also, I'm looking forward to meeting some of you in the group program if it is something that you're aligned with. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to any of us. But until then, we'll see you next time.
Bye.